Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name's Connor Williams, and we're back with another video on the channel. This time, it's another day, another season. The season is upon us. It's Thursday at the time of recording. The Premier League kicks off tomorrow, the 11th of August, and Everton kick off on the 12th of August against Fulham at home at Goodison Park. Should be an interesting one. Both teams have had injuries. I'll go through what I think about what we've done so far in the window. I'll speak a little bit about Fulham and what I know they've done or haven't done, etc. And we'll look at sort of where that leaves Fulham. And obviously, they've got a couple of injuries and they've got a striker that I think it's fair to say isn't happy at his current employer. But yeah, first of all, we'll get into Everton, and I'll go through the summer, the signings, and then I'll go through the injuries that Everton have, because we do unfortunately have some injuries, which is package and parcel of football, I suppose. But yeah, in terms of the summer, at the time of recording, it's just Ashley Young and Danjuma. Chimiti, at the time of recording, he's passed his visa. He's having a medical. By the time this video comes out, maybe he's been announced. So I'm just going to say now at this moment in time, he hasn't been signed. And I don't think it matters if he's signed or not within the next 24 hours when this video comes out, because I don't think he'll get a game. I don't even think he'll make the bench, because he's literally just signed. He'll have to meet the squad, meet the manager, meet the coaches. They're not just going to whack him in the deep end. The good news is we have Calvert-Lewin back. He played, a considerable amount of minutes against Sporting Lisbon the other day, which was good to see, and got a goal from a penalty. In terms of the actual squad signings, like I said, just Danjuma and Ashley Young, who I think could both appear. I'll go through it when I go through what I think our lineup will be, but I do genuinely think both of them will make their debut in this game. But yeah, so we'll get on to the injuries. I'll do the squad at the end, or second to last before the score prediction. So the latest Everton injuries is Tarkowski is fit for the weekend. Danjuma has also returned to training this week. A late decision will be made on the inclusion of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. McNeil is set to be out for weeks, not days, with an ankle ligament injury. So no Dwight McNeil is a bit of an unfortunate miss for Everton. I think I think we'll miss him, and I think people will be a bit shocked by how much we miss him, in all honesty. I think he's a very, very good footballer, and I think he provides, he's basically a wide midfielder, winger, which Sean Dyche likes, and he's left-footed, and I think it opens up the question now of who replaces him. The other injuries are obviously Dele Alli is unknown recovery time. Jean-Philippe Shabamin, unknown recovery time, and Seamus Coleman's still carrying his knock. I don't think he'll be back till mid-August, and even then the club will want to slowly reintroduce him back to it. So we're going to go through some of the pre-seasons, talk about them. Then we'll get into the predicted lineup. Quickly on Fulham, though. Fulham are going to be without Tom Kearney. He's out till apparently mid-August. And João Palhinha has got a shoulder injury. That's the bigger miss for them. João Palhinha, big loss for them. And obviously there is the whole Mitrovic drama. Will he play? Won't he play? He wanted to go to the Saudi League. Fulham said no. Marcus Silva also had the chance to go to the Saudi League, and he said no. But it's very, very interesting. It leaves Fulham in a really tough spot now, because let's be honest, Mitrovic was a game changer for them, and I think once he sort of had that silly red card, grabbing the referee, and he got that expulsion, I think you started to notice just where it went wrong for them. They have obviously got Raul Jimenez, but I know I'm touching wood because I don't want to jinx it, and it is a shame this, but Raul Jimenez hasn't been the same since his injury. I don't think he's a massive threat. Um, he's just not been the same since his injury, unfortunately. Um, there's just something about it. I don't think he's ever found that form again, and he found himself lucky to, well, not lucky, he worked hard to get that form, but he hasn't found it again. Obviously they are supposedly looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi, but I don't think that's signed yet. And again, same thing as Chimiti. If he's only just signed, he won't get in. So yeah, look out for that for Fulham. No Palhinha, potentially no Mitrovic, which is huge. Anyway, going into the pre-seasons, we will try and do them in order, but I have got a little bit lost in the shuffle here. So we'll start with Bolton. I won't go through all of them. We're just looking at the squad, and I'll mention the score as well in case anyone's forgot. So Bolton was a 0-0. Virginia played Patterson, Tarkowski, Keane, Young at left back. Dwight McNeil, Gomez, Onana, Iwobi with Lewis Dobbin and Moipai up front. Obviously, straight away, Dwight McNeil's not going to be there, which leaves a big gap. And Tarkowski luckily will be. As we moved on, we played Wigan. It's interesting, but that was a 4-4-2. Against Wigan, we played a 3-4-2-1. Pickford in net, Keane, Godfrey, Tarkowski as the three centre-backs. McNeil, Gay, Decore, Patterson, Alex Iwobi and Young as the two wingers, I believe that probably was, not cams, and Neil Moipai. Again, take Dwight McNeil out, take just him out, really. It does leave a glaring space where I think it could be a big headache for Everton if Mykolenko isn't available, just because of if Calvert-Lewin's not fit. So as we came into the last two games of the preseason, we started to see what we think might be the 11. So it was 4-4-2 against Stoke. It was Pickford again, Patterson, Tarkowski, Keane, Young as the back four. James Garner playing at right mid, Decore, Guay, McNeil, Iwobi, and Arnaut Danjuma. It says 4-4-2 here. Realistically, that was the 4-3, the 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-3, the 4-4-1-1. Like Deitch has said in that masterclass, tactical masterclasses, it's all about yardages, isn't it? It literally is that. But that was the squad I think a lot of people thought would be the opening day squad. And then obviously we played Sporting, won 1-0, got a penalty from Calvert-Lewin, and the goal scorer was there. This was the 4-5-1. And again, it was Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski, Godfrey, Young, Iwobi on the left, Onana, Gay, Decore, Garner, Calvert-Lewin. And I think this is more than likely going to be a very similar to what we're going to play. So I personally think we'll have Pickford in goal. I think we'll have Patterson, Tarkowski, and then I think we're going to see a lot more of Michael Keane than people want. I don't know if he's going to play Ben Godfrey there or Branthwaite hasn't got a look in all pre-season from a start. I think we potentially could see Branthwaite because he did all right against Sporting for that 45, but he hasn't started any of the pre-seasons, which makes me think it might be Keane. And then left back, Mykolenko did get some game time against Sporting, which was massively important, although he only got like 33 minutes, 23 minutes, 24 minutes. I think Mykolenko, if he's fit, will play. And then in midfield on the right, I think it might be Iwobi. I know he's playing Garner there twice, the last two times, unless Iwobi's hurt. I think it'll be Iwobi because that's what happened last season. And then I think Decore, Gay, Onana is his favourite front midfield if he goes for that. Which I think he will because of injuries once again. And I think he'll play Ashley Young on the left, whereas he played Iwobi against Sporting. I think he'll play Ashley Young there. And then this is where it all depends. If Danjuma's fit and Calvert-Lewin isn't, I think he'll play Danjuma up front. If Danjuma's fit and Calvert-Lewin is, maybe he puts Danjuma on the left instead and then puts Ashley Young at left back and Calvert-Lewin up front. Or he goes to the 4-4-2 and he plays Guay and Decore or Onana and Decore and then plays Iwobi on the right, Danjuma, Ashley Young on the left, and then Danjuma just behind Calvert-Lewin in the 4-4-2. I think it depends on Danjuma and Calvert-Lewin, but I don't think this. I think this Sporting 4-5-1 injury dependent is what we could see formation wise. It literally just depends on Calvert-Lewin and Danjuma, so don't be shocked there. In terms of Fulham, I couldn't tell you what Fulham are going to play because I haven't watched any of their games. Um, I can have a quick look now, but realistically, I think Fulham will have the main people to watch out for will be obviously Jimenez. Like I said, I don't think he's been the same since his injury, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that he's not still a threat. Um, Ironically, they have been playing in the Florida Cup, um, and they played against Hoffenheim the other day. We'll look at the Hoffenheim one because I think that's more than likely the team they're going to put out that Hoffenheim game. So they had Bernard Leno, Kenny Tete, Willian. That is not what they played. Apologies. They had Bernard Leno, Anthony Robinson, Calvin Bassey, Izzy Dop, Kenny Tete, Harrison Reed, Zaza Lukic, De Cordova Reed, Harry Wilson, Willian, and Raul Jimenez. I think that'll be the formation they'll play. Unless Mitrovic has had a change of heart all of a sudden. I think that's what they'll play. If you're wondering what they've been like in pre-season, they beat Brentford 3-2 in the friendlies. They lost to Villa 2-0 in the Florida Cup. They lost to Chelsea 2-0 and they beat Hoffenheimer 2-1, which is the game I'm reading of now. Goals came from Bassi and Jimenez. I think their main goal scorer in their pre-seasons. They didn't score for the last two. So going back to that Brentford game, which was their first club friendly, it was De Cordova Reeve, Harry Wilson, and somebody off the bench that this is just not showing. Yeah, I personally think the big target is going to be trying to keep Jimenez quiet. Like I said, I don't think he's the same player he used to be, unfortunately, and that is quite sad because obviously it was a horrific injury. But I think Fulham are, I don't want to say beatable because touch wood, they're the magic words, but I think it would be fine to see this game with a little bit of confidence. In terms of the predicted score, I'm going to go with 1-0. I think Jamie Carragher was right and wrong when he said that he thinks Everton will be fine this season, but it won't be pretty. I think he was right in the fact that we will be. I think we'll be okay if we get the additions we're looking at, which at the time of recording are obviously Shamiti signed, Ekitike and Nonto, but more Nonto. He definitely looks like he wants to come. I think we'll be fine. I don't agree with the fact that it won't be pretty all the time. I think that's a really, lazy stereotype on Sean Dyche. But I do think some games are going to be not pretty and they're going to be grinding games where we try and grind the result. And I think first game of the season will be that just because it's the first game of the season. Fulham won't be at the full fit, all cylinders firing. Neither will we. And I think it will be one of those games. We can just get an early goal. I think the Goodison crowd excited to be back. No disappointment yet, so they'll be absolutely riled up for it. I think we could see out the game. And obviously, it'd be nice to get a couple of wins early on. I don't think we'll be pulling up trees this season. I think anywhere between 12th and 14th would be nice for us and getting early games. I think someone said the other day our early sort of runner games are quite nice. So if we can get the points on the board quickly, it stops the classic annual Everton meltdown by Christmas. So yeah, I'm looking. Call me silly, call me blinded faith. You'd think I'd been hurt enough by Everton since I've been an Everton fan. So like since I was a little boy, you think I'd learn my lesson. But I'm optimistic for this season. Like I said, I don't think we'll pull up trees. I'm not going to say we're on the I think we're outsiders for Europe or anything like that. But I think we'll be okay. And I think at times we will see better football and we'll enjoy a few better good times. good times than we did last season. But that's all we got time for. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below. Look forward to reading them, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.